The Spring into Spring event is starting around the world, and as always, we're gonna go through all the event details and some tips and tricks for this upcoming event, even though the community is kind of sad right now. So yeah, let's get into it. So this event's going April 4th, 10 a.m. to April 10th, 8 p.m. all local time. Bonuses during the event, 2 times hatch candy, half egg incubator distance, and lucky eggs will last 1 hour. Wild spawns during the event are gonna be Cherry Blossoms Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Cherry Blossoms Eevee, Meryl, Whismur, Flower Crown Bunnery, Bunnelby, Cutie Fly, and rare spawns for Flower Crown Chansey and Flower Crown Togetic. 2-kilometer eggs collected during the event will hatch exclusive spawns including Cherry Blossom Eevee, Cherry Blossom Pichu, Flower Crown Togepi, Azurill, Flower Crown Happiny, Munchlax, Riolu, and Cutiefly. 1-star raids during the event are going to be Cherry Blossoms Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Cherry Blossoms Eevee, and Cutiefly. 3-star raids will be Executor, Alolan Executor, Flower Crown Chansey, and Flower Crown Togetic. 5-star raids during the event are going to be Lugia and Mega raids for Mega Lopunny. There'll also be exclusive avatar items you can get in the shop, which is pretty much just this new Happiny hoodie. Now, of course, we also have some exclusive research going down during the event. Starting with the field research task, we're gonna have the task hatch an egg, which can get you the Cherry Blossoms Pikachu, and hatch 4 eggs for a Chansey. There's also a field research task for Eevee and Togetic, which I'm just gonna add in the pinned comments below. If they haven't been confirmed, and I have to get this video out because I gotta go do something. Also, there'll be a collection challenge. You can check it out on screen. Pretty much requires you to catch a bunch of these Pokemon, also evolve into a Ribombee, a Diggersby, and a Lopunny. Get you 10,000 XP, 5,000 stars, and a lucky egg, so make sure you go ahead and complete that, no problem. But yeah, tasks for Eevee and Togetic will be in the pinned comments. With all the event details out of the way, let's get right into the tips, starting with the best wild spawns, which most of you will probably be focusing on. First of all, we have Jigglypuff in there. Jigglypuff evolves into Wigglytuff, which is still a decent Great League Charmer, although Charm not as effective anymore. You can still run this thing and do well against some of the meta, like Scrafty or any sort of ghost type. We also have Eevee spawning in there. Eevee evolves into multiple different options, but specifically you want to evolve it into Umbreon, which is one of the best Great League and Ultra League Pokemon. You could also evolve it up into Sylveon, which is not a bad Ultra League or Master League Pokemon. If you want to know how to evolve into those evolutions, check out my video up here. We also have Meryl in there. Meryl evolves into Azumarill, which we all know is one of the best Great League Pokemon, so a great opportunity to get one if you don't have one. We have Buneary in there, which evolves into Lopunny. Lopunny is going to have a Mega form, so if you don't have a good IV one, you can definitely go after it in the wild. We have Bunnelby in there, which evolves into Diggersby, not a bad Great League Pokemon, and even good in some limited metas like we saw recently with the Mountain Cup. We have Chansey in there, with Chansey is going to be a great gym defender, as well as Blissey being a great gym defender, so a great Pokemon to prep your gym teams. And also an XL Chansey does have some play in some limited metas like the Love Cup, because it's just such a bulky tank. Finally, we have Togetic in there, which Togetic evolves into Togekiss, which does have a community day very soon, but Togekiss is good in the Master League and will be even better in the Master League when it gets its new community day move. And also Togetic does get you 300 Stardust per catch, so if you want extra Stardust, catch those in the wild during the event. Make sure you save those Togetics, by the way, that you catch during this event to evolve them during the community day coming in 2 weeks, I believe. Now, we have the new Pokemon Cutiefly. Is this Pokemon going to be any good? It evolves into Ribombee for 50 candies. Now, Ribombee is going to be one of those Pokemon that is going to be average for PvP. By no means is it going to be a huge meta breaker like when we had the introduction of Trevenant or like Araquanid, but Ribombee does see a bit of play in the open Great League. You can also run it in the Ultra League, but you're going to need it as 100% IV at level 50, so it can be very inaccessible or hard to get, and it's not as good in the Ultra League. So definitely grab yourself a Ribombee for the Great League. I would also see Ribombee being very, very good in some limited metas where maybe some sort of, you know, dark types are allowed, because Ribombee does very good against any sort of like fighting or dark type Pokemon. So definitely grab yourself one. Could see some play in some limited metas in the future, but for now, you're probably not going to have that much success with it in the open Great League. Okay, let's move on to raids. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably not going to be doing as many raids once the remote raid nerf does come into play on April 6th, but nonetheless, let's take a look at the raids that you could do with your free pass, I guess, your free daily pass. Once your raid's probably not really going to be worth it because all those spawns are spawning in the wild. In the 3-star raids, again, nothing really that worth it because all the good stuff, the Chansey and the Flower Crown Togetic, spawning in the wild as well. But of course, you can raid these Pokemon if you want higher IVs. They're going to have the same meta relevance that we talked about in the other section. That leads on to Lugia though. Lugia, we all know, one of the best Master League Pokemon. If you are able to do raids for it, try to take down as many as you can, you know, if you're spending money. So yeah, Lugia, good for the Master League. You can go after it if you want. And finally, Mega Lopunny. You can grab some Mega Energy for Mega Lopunny if you'd like. Not a very strong Mega for fighting anymore because we have Mega Blaziken, but you know, if you want to do a Mega Lopunny raid, get enough Mega Energy for it, and then you can go ahead and start Mega Evolving it for free. Also, we do have Regieleki Elite raids, April 9th, 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. Yes, on Easter Sunday. So some of you guys probably won't be able to do these. Question, is Regieleki any good? Quick answer, no, not very good. Got shafted in the moveset department, does not have very good moves, also doesn't have the best stats. Registeel is still the best PvP Regi, and none of the Regis are going to be good for raids because they do not have high enough attack stats. So yeah, Regieleki definitely right right now, as of right now, gonna be more of a collector's item. Okay, let's talk about candy tips. How do you get a lot of candy during this event? Of course, pineapple berries, use regular pineapple berries, multiply your catch candy by 2, silvers by 2.33. You can Mega Evolve during this event. Taking a look at all the spawns in the wild, there's 2 routes you could take. Number 1, Mega Evolve a fairy type like Mega Altaria or Mega Gardevoir. That'll get you extra candies for Jigglypuff, Marill, Cutiefly, and Togetic. So if you want extra XL candies, regular candies, all that stuff for those Pokemon, go after that. Or you can Mega Evolve a normal type, something like a Kangaskhan, a Lopunny, a Pidgeot. Will get you extra candies for Jigglypuff, Eevee, Whismur, Bunnery, Bunnelby, and Chansey. So it really depends on what Pokemon you really want the most candies for. Honestly, I would go with the normal type since we do have Togetic Calm Day coming up, so getting candies for that Pokemon will not be a problem at all. And you know, you can get a lot more candies, but you know, it's up to you. You can also distance trade when you trade away Pokemon. If the distance between the location those 2 Pokemon were caught is over 100 kilometers, you will be guaranteed an XL candy for any Pokemon you give away. So if you catch a bunch of, you know, Chanseys during this event or Togetics and you want extra XL candies for them, go ahead and see if you can find a friend who has some Pokemon that he caught on a recent vacation or in another city. Trade those, try to get some XL candies. Finally, you can transfer Pokemon during 2 times transfer candy, specifically Shelter Spotlight Hour, April 11th, the day after this event ends. How perfect is that? We're gonna have 2 times transfer candy, so you can go ahead and transfer Pokemon during that Spotlight Hour. But I would recommend playing that Spotlight Hour since you get a lot of Stardust during it. So what you can do is you can tag all the Pokemon you want to transfer during this event. Once the event ends, go ahead and transfer them at the start of Shelter Spotlight Hour and then start catching because you're gonna get a lot of Stardust during Spotlight Hour for Shelter. I don't know, speaking too fast. Okay, we got the eggs. Probably what everybody cares about during this event. 2 kilometer eggs are hatching a bunch of cool Pokemon, specifically Riolu, which everybody wants to go after. Now, if you've gone ahead and decided to boycott Niantic because of the recent changes or are not spending money on the game, you can hatch these eggs for free. I'll put a chart up on screen here showing you the egg distance. And as you can see here, on a half egg incubator distance for a regular incubator, that's gonna be 1 kilometer per 2 kilometer egg. So even if you're just using your free incubator, you can still grind through these eggs. You know, you walk 10 kilometers in the day, that's 10 2 kilometer eggs hatch. And if you have super incubators or regular incubators that are left over, you have extra ones, you know, again, it's your money, use it how you want. But I'm not gonna lie, these are some of the best eggs we do get all year with a lot of great meta relevant Pokemon. You know, have the Eevee we already talked about, the Togepi, which you can evolve into Togekiss we already talked about, same with Azurill, then with Happiny, you can evolve all the way up into a Chansey. We also have Munchlax in there, which evolves into Snorlax, Snorlax being a good Ultra League and a good Master League Pokemon. We have Riolu in there, which is probably the main one, evolving into Lucario. Lucario is going to be a good fighting type rate attacker, good in some limited Great League Cups, as well as Mega Lucario for the future. And finally, we have Cutiefly, which we already talked about. Also, if you do plan on hatching these eggs and get a decent IV baby Pokemon, you can actually double move that baby Pokemon for cheaper. You can see on screen here, double moving a Togepi versus a Togetic, or you evolve a Togepi that you hatch, for example, into a Togetic, double move it before you evolve it, it'll be cheaper. Same thing goes with Riolu, Munchlax, all these baby Pokemon. My second final tip here is going to be about XP. We do have 1 hour lucky eggs. So if you have extra lucky eggs, or if you want to grind a lot of XP during this event, you can go ahead and throw in a lucky egg. It'll last an hour, which is great. And then you can try to focus on excellent throws. Every excellent throw you get is going to be 1,000 XP. On a lucky egg, that's 2,000 XP. Obviously not as great as 2 times XP events or anything like that, but you can look in the wild for Jigglypuffs, Whismurs, and Chanseys, which I do, in my personal opinion, find they are pretty easy excellent throw Pokemon. Go ahead, try to hunt those, which should be pretty common. Try to hit excellent throws on the lucky egg and get a bunch of XP. It could be a casual XP grinding method if you go out during this event. Finally, let's talk about some platinum medal tips here. You need 35 platinum medals, go from level 48 to 49 Pokemon Go. Which ones can you focus on during this event? Number 1, breeder medal, hatch 2,500 eggs. Those 2 kilometer eggs on half egg year distance. Again, even if you don't spend money on this event, which all the power to you, you can still work on this medal because those eggs are going to be cracking quick. They're 2 kilometer eggs on half distance. We have the Pikachu fan medal, catch 1,000 Pikachus. You do have that Pikachu spawning during the wild, the new costume Pikachu or whatever, so you can go ahead and, you know, work on this medal very, very easily. Finally, the Rising Star medal, defeat 150 species of Pokemon in raids. Take a look at the raid roster. If there's any of these Pokemon you have not raided at least once, you can go ahead and use your free pass, your daily pass, or whatever. If you don't really care about Lugia, you know, you can still complete one of these raids, get a point towards your Rising Star medal because you have to defeat every single species at least once to, I guess, completely max this medal. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is the Spring into Spring event. Let me know, you know, if you're excited for it. I was really, really excited for this event, but I am going to stop spending money on the game for the time being. So I will not be going hard after these 2 kilometer eggs, except with the incubators I have left over and extra from past events. But let me know what you're going to be doing, what you think about this event. And I wish you guys a good spring because, yeah, it is officially spring now. So I guess the weather is getting nicer, which is always a positive. Less sadness and more happiness. I don't know what I'm saying. Follow it, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.